Cryptocurrency Bitcoin is on the rise again with recent massive gains. After surging 300% in 2020, the digital currency set a new record on January 2nd when its price passed $30,000. Today, we will check out Bitcoin will be $175,000 by December 2021, why billionaires like Elon Musk invest in BTC. Number 8. Bitcoin's rising price. With the Bitcoin price reaching never-before-seen highs over the last month, Bitcoin and similar digital currencies have returned to the forefront of global consciousness for the first time since Bitcoin's 2017 boom and subsequent bust. The value of the combined Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market has now surged to over $1 trillion. The Bitcoin price smashed through $40,000 per Bitcoin this week, with the total value of the world's biggest cryptocurrency passing $750 billion and pushing Bitcoin up the charts of largest global assets. The Bitcoin price, after suffering through a 3-year bear market, began to rally in October, breaking into fresh territory last month as a wave of big-name investors named Bitcoin as a potential hedge against inflation. With a rally of more than 400% over last year, Bitcoin has become increasingly mainstream, and everybody, including prominent investors and policymakers, has been talking about it. The world's on-again, off-again richest person, Elon Musk, recently invested $1.5 billion in the cryptocurrency through his company, Tesla, and said Bitcoin would soon be accepted for payments. Number 7. DigiNex anticipating Bitcoin rise to $175,000 by end of 2021. Things are going to get a lot more heated from here, said Richard Byworth, CEO of NASDAQ-listed cryptocurrency exchange DigiNex, foreseeing Bitcoin tripling in value before 2022. According to Byworth, the Federal Reserve's massive money printing program and the devaluation of the dollar is having a push effect onto Bitcoin. The top cryptocurrency by market value is further facing a supply crisis due to the miners' reward halving in May 2020, which have the assurance of new units and increased institutional participation, he said. Speaking about potential risks to the bullish price outlook, Byworth said an early unwinding of stimulus by the U.S. Federal Reserve would put a bit of a damper on things. Markets recently started pricing in a shift in the timing of the first Fed interest rate hike to the end 2022 from 2024. However, according to Byworth, the U.S. Central Bank has little room to unwind stimulus, as the long-term technological backdrop is deflationary. Number 6. Inflation and the rush towards safe haven assets. Reason for Bitcoin's rise is the growing inflation of the U.S. dollar. While inflation is on average 2% each year, recent stimulus spending is poised to greatly increase the level of inflation and decrease the dollar's purchasing power. With the recent stimulus packages, the United States has added around $2.4 trillion to the economy. This has many worrying about the inevitable decrease in the dollar's purchasing power and the rise in inflation. The hedge against this rising inflation, many have retreated from the dollar and have taken shelter in assets that historically have held value or have even appreciated in value. Typically, assets that people convert their dollars into to avoid inflation or volatile markets are ones that are scarce or are less volatile in general. These safe haven assets include things like precious metals, stocks in sectors that are generally less volatile, and more recently, Bitcoin. Number 5. Adoption as a means of payment. Another reason for Bitcoin's price appreciation is its growing adoption as a payment method. Recently, PayPal, PYPL, announced that it would soon allow its users and merchants to buy, sell, hold, and accept Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as a form of payment. This news pushes Bitcoin's price higher immediately. PayPal has nearly 350 million users who will now have the ability to easily buy, store, and use Bitcoin. PayPal also has well over 20 million active merchants who can now accept the currency. Aside from PayPal, this has further implications. PayPal also owns the widely popular payment app Venmo. Venmo has more than 40 million active accounts, making the accessibility to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies even more significant. While PayPal and Venmo are newer to crypto, there are a host of other applications that allow its users to buy, sell, and hold. Popular competitors to PayPal and Venmo, Square, SQ, and Cash App also accept cryptocurrencies, making the audience to Bitcoin even wider. Number 4. Big companies are buying Bitcoin. BNY Mellon, which can trace its roots back to the 18th century, is the largest name to adapt to the world of Bitcoin. The financial services giant plans to help its asset management customers utilize Bitcoin, essentially treating it like any other security. Meanwhile, MasterCard said it would process Bitcoin payments on its network in an effort to give businesses and customers more choice in how they buy things. Note that Elon Musk's infatuation with the digital currency is nothing new, and it jives with his affinity for unconventional investments and ideas. In its annual report, Tesla said it added $1.5 billion in Bitcoin as part of a larger policy to earn more on its cash that it doesn't need to keep the company going. This alternative reserve will also look into gold bullion, gold exchange-traded funds, ETFs, and potentially other assets in the future. The company, which is valued at slightly less than $900 billion, also said that it plans to begin taking Bitcoin as payment in the near future. Number 3. The world's richest person wants to be paid in Bitcoin. Musk, who's ridden Tesla's soaring share price to the top of the world's richest list over the last year, is known to be a fan of Bitcoin, regularly tweeting about it and other cryptocurrencies, though often in a tongue-in-cheek way. Elon Musk says Bitcoin is on the verge of being more widely accepted. Tesla buys $1.5 billion in Bitcoin. The company also said it would start accepting Bitcoin as a payment method for its products. In a filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission, the company said it bought the Bitcoin for more flexibility to further diversify and maximize returns on our cash. Tesla also said it would start accepting payments in Bitcoin in exchange for its products, subject to applicable laws and initially on a limited basis. That would make Tesla the first major automaker to do so. The $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin will give Tesla liquidity in the cryptocurrency once it starts accepting it for payments. Tesla's move into Bitcoin represents an investment of a significant percentage of its cash in the investment. The company had more than $19 billion in cash and cash equivalents on hand at the end of 2020, according to its most recent filing. The moves raise questions around CEO Elon Musk's recent behavior on Twitter, where he has been credited for increasing the prices of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Dogecoin by posting positive messages that have encouraged more people to buy the digital currencies. The billionaire Tesla-owned added the hashtag Bitcoin to his Twitter bio, a move that helped to briefly push up the price of the cryptocurrency by as much as 20%. 2 days later, he said on the social media chat site Clubhouse, "I do at this point think Bitcoin is a good thing, and I am a supporter of Bitcoin." Number 2. How billionaires feel about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is once again dominating financial discourse and making headlines as it sees tremendous gains. But Bitcoin has always had an elusive appeal. Its creator, known as Satoshi Nakamoto, is still a mystery. Celebrities from Gwyneth Paltrow to Snoop Dogg hopped on the cryptocurrency train. And now, with Bitcoin's latest rally of 300% growth in 2020, and some experts forecasting an even more successful 2021, some skeptics are changing their minds. Millennials are getting on board, and some investors see it as a strong alternative that doesn't feel the effects of pandemic-induced inflation. He recently tweeted a meme that suggested being tempted by Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency advocate and entrepreneur Michael Saylor replied and told Musk he should consider converting Tesla's balance sheet from dollars to Bitcoin. Musk then inquired if transactions that size were even possible, but Musk didn't seem completely sold. He later tweeted that Bitcoin is almost as BS as fiat money, and seemed to jokingly endorse cryptocurrency Dogecoin. The Winklevoss twins have said Bitcoin is the trade of the century. Twins Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss, best known for challenging Mark Zuckerberg over the uniqueness of Facebook's founding while undergraduates at Harvard, were the first Bitcoin billionaires in 2017. Mike Novogratz has said that 2020 was a blessing for the cryptocurrency revolution. Unless you're the world's richest person, you shouldn't be buying Bitcoin. That's the message from Bill Gates, the third richest. Number 1, could Bitcoin become the new gold? So where do we go from here? One Citibank analyst says Bitcoin could hit $318,000 by the end of next year, likening its meteoric rise to the 1970s gold market. An ounce of gold was worth about $35 in the beginning of 1970, compared to a little more than $1,900 now. Part of gold's appeal, as Paul Tudor Jones noted, is its value as an inflation hedge. Regular investors don't really have the luxury to stomach wild price volatility and wait out years and years of negative returns on the hope that an esoteric decentralized financial product will conquer the commanding heights of finance and upend gold as the ultimate safe haven asset. You need a steadier financial plan, like a well-diversified portfolio of low-cost index funds that has proven to make retirement possible. If you want to scratch your Bitcoin itch, make sure you do so with a fraction of your taxable investments in your brokerage account. The standard allocation recommended for gold has been a maximum of 10% of your total portfolio. If Bitcoin ends up as the new gold, that upper limit would still make a ton of sense. Do let us know in the comment, have you invested in any cryptocurrency till now? Please subscribe to the Stock Advisor. Thanks for watching.